Excellent. Sis,
So,
we're live. Awesome. Hello, hello. Good afternoon here in Australia. And what is it? What are you sitting on? 11 a.m. or 10 a.m.?
and
10. 3 hours difference. Yeah, welcome to Flow with Lisa and Rose. It's a Monday here for us, a day ahead of those in America and Europe. And yeah, looking forward to talking about this transit over in the line 5 frequency today. So yeah, I've been looking forward to expressing how this energy has felt for me. It's yeah, very insightful. The gate of
that's true.
insight, gate 43. Yeah, this breakthrough. So yeah, do you want to bring up the chart there?
Oh yeah.
Just so people know what we're talking about. So yeah, hello to those who are in Facebook land and anyone that's listening to us live here. We're also going to upload this to our YouTube channel, which is now live. And yeah, obviously you can watch the replay as well. We had a great session on Friday, didn't we? It was lovely connecting with people for the free flow. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was great. So yeah, Bart and Julia, if you're watching today, it was so nice to connect with you. Really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, so happy we did have 2 people actually drop out at the last minute because there just wouldn't have been enough time, really. There's just too much juiciness to talk about and to explore. So I'm glad we had that space available for them. So thank you
We will
again.
do. We'll do that again. Yeah. Supporting
Absolutely.
people from time to time.
Yeah, we'll have to see how, if it comes up, if we get people that call us out for that. But I think there's Europeans that were interested as well. So maybe
Yeah.
we can do something before Christmas time or before the new year anyway. So yeah, here we are. A lot of mental activity in this just now transit. And you know what? Today, from all the mental activity, I actually do have a bit of a sore mind. I've got this organizing mind, this logical organization, and this seeking storyteller mind, very visual. But this whole week, I have just had this structuring mind, right? So we're in transformation, the quarter of transformation, all these visual, you know, ideas that I had about, this business that we are both transforming together and how I wanted it to look, and I could see the visual. So I started sort of working on that. And I'm just seeing now how I'm structuring it. It's all coming into play. This week has been a massive week of structuring how it's going to be laid out, what it looks like, and implementing it. It's just been really powerful. And especially on the third line day, that was the day. It was just like boom. And so I imagine tomorrow, me as a 3/6, third line days, obviously I feel the energy of the gate very strongly. I resonate to it. So tomorrow in the 6th line day, I'm sure it'll, come through. But I feel like sort of today I need to take it easy a little bit. There's just so many juicy insights coming through, dropping in that, yeah, I've got this constant conceptualizing mind, a busy mind, a very visual mind. But I'm finding this is, individual chemistry here, and it's acoustic. Anything individual is acoustic. So I find like not only am I visualizing a lot of things, but I'm talking a lot and I'm a mental projector. So it's just like there's, yeah, so much delicious activity going up there, going on, dropping through, being able to express it, externalize it out to yourself. One of my trusted advisors, and we're working together. So yeah, it's been fun, and I think you you got to really feel what that was like for me on on the third line day, these insights just coming through, this breakthrough of knowing what I want, how we're going to do it, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're like express train last week with all the ideas and breakthrough and the organizations. And I feel that your experience, like where you pull me through your gate 15 as well, pull me into your extreme stimulations and ideas and thinking, and we were working together on that building that foundations for the business. And yeah, it's a breakthrough. I can relate to that, the breakthrough of the insight of how or what we want to do, the knowing of what we're going to do at that time is just amazing. So yeah, like Lisa said, this week transit, when you have gate 43 in the transit, the gate of insight, the juxtaposition of sun and earth will always give a definition. So this is one of the juxtapositions that creates definitions. Another juxtaposition will be 40 and 37, and the other one will be 34 and gate 20, the channel of charisma. So this is one of the transit that give sun transit that give us channel. So meaning this week we have a genius breakthrough or not, a knowing breakthrough or not. You know or you don't know this week. And these gate 43 and gate 23, these are highly individual persons, highly individual people. And this week, everyone's probably feel or there is potential for them to express their individuality if they had that breakthrough of insight. And you can, as you can see, we have a direct release of pressure, inspirations from the inner truth to these rationalizations, and then goes down to the inside and then assimilated through our knowing. So this is the whole direct stream of knowing, mental knowing, what's true for you, what is your inner truth, and expecting people not listening to each other this week as well.
Yeah, the 43, the deafness.
The gate of deafness, yeah. Expect that. And now we are in the fifth line. So this is projections of how inside people will be projecting, seducing, or being practical with their insight as for today. And then you ground this insight to this gate 23. This is a gate of assimilations or free.
Splitting apart. So yeah,
Apart, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's a gate of assimilations and assimilate. This is the voice of I know or I don't know. I know or I don't know. And I don't have this 23, so I have 43. I don't have 23. I learn a lot from either I know or I don't know. It's not even my knowing consistently. But when this week, when we expressed our knowing, it can be a breakthrough in terms of mutations. Like sometimes when you say certain things at the right timing, you have potential to shift what people's thinking. You have potentials to mutate how people see things. But this is the channel of the channel of structuring, the design of individuality, which it says here from genius to freak. So what you say, it can either be something that sounds really genius, or something sounds really freaky for others. Like you probably say something ahead of time and people may not receive that very well. And do remember that this transit creates a channel, a projected channels. Any channels that goes from the head to the throat, these are all projected channels. This outer authority, insight, full of insight, need to be recognized and invited to share at the right timing. When you share, yes, you can mutate even the collective, but when you're saying things not at the right timing, especially when you have undefined throat in your natal chart, like me, don't say things too quickly, prematurely. Sorry, yeah, don't say things prematurely,
Or just
or
because, yeah.
yeah, and you might get the bitterness. You will not be recognized for the genius if you say things prematurely.
I'd like to jump on the back of that. And what are you saying, are you saying things that you're holding on to that you knew last week? This is all about something that just comes in the now. It's individual. It's like a flash of light,
Yeah.
like it's the pulse. And so people are so caught up in, oh, what I said last week sounded so great. I love that. It was amazing. It's like, yeah, or what am I going to say when I catch up with this person? It's like every interaction, every moment within yourself is unique. It's a moment of there's mutation there or there's not. So it might be there and it may not. And so just be open. Don't try to close yourself in and hold on, because if your head's so full of stuff that you already did know, where's there room for new insight, new breakthroughs, new knowing to come through? We're constantly evolving and moving forward. So we can only be now. So yeah, if something comes through, drops in, whether it is the correct time to express what you know, it can then, yes, move out to inspire the collective or other, or in that way. One thing I sort of mentioned to my students yesterday is, both of them that attended, they have open ajna and mind. And I said it might be a good idea to take notes. Open mind sometimes, get so, like, with all this individual knowing coming through us at the moment, like if there's this really juicy stuff coming in, just write it down, because if we do try to hold on to everything that we know, you're not living in the moment because you're just stuck in. So one of the keys with an open mind is to eliminate that anxiety, that mental anxiety of trying to hold on to everything. So it's good. They're like a sponge. If it's open, it takes in so much, but just write it down instead of like, if something comes through, just get your notes out and write it down. So it's a really good time to be sort of, just really open, really enjoy the energy and this breakthrough that could come. Like, one of my students mentioned, as I did on the third line, working on our websites, getting down some really juicy stuff and what we're going to do. And she was like, I don't know how I'm going to remember everything that was coming through. And I was like, just write it down. There's lots that's going to be pouring in at the moment. So, really good note for anyone that has an open ajna, especially. Just write it down.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if you look at your natal chart, if you have the channel of structuring, this 43 and 23, and if you only have this channel in your design, like, for example, if you only have this channel between your head, ajna, and throat, you're not a person who always talk, because you only talk when there's a pulse of knowing to talk. So I have students or clients that only have this channel. They have other channels in their design, but in terms of communications, they only have this channel. And they often told me that they don't feel like talking. They want to talk, but they don't feel like talking. That because there is no pause to talk. And sometimes when you say something, especially when it's unconscious channel for you, sometimes you might blurt out things unconsciously.
Yeah, that raw.
Yeah, when you say something, so it can be freaky to people. It can be
Yeah.
genius to people, but it's just so nice, and so nice to see this individuality.
And in authentic individuality,
Authentic,
not
yes.
repeating something that that someone else said. It's like this is a time that can,
And
really
that's why
come.
gate 43 is the gate of deafness,
Yes.
because it only listen to its own inner voice, not open up to other people's inner voice, until its own inner voice are able to make understanding for the person, make understanding for oneself, and only then it able to maybe relate with others. But otherwise, this is the person's like, no, I'm not gonna hear you. I'm in my own individuality. And that's what the deafness is for, to protect one's individuality. Yeah.
Can I ask you how you feel with this compromising your 43 at all with this?
I have nothing to share in terms of my knowing.
Yeah.
Like I know certain things, but it's just not coming out from me.
Have you felt
but
this?
But that's probably
Structuring?
because structuring, yes. We've been doing structuring a lot for the past few days.
Yes.
But probably it also because of the deconditioning of my undefined throat, that I from time to time learn to feel whether or not I want to say it. And of course, it's 2-4. I have my shyness, that I, in the end, just keep it to myself. Don't say it. Don't say it. And but yeah, in terms of compromise, I not really. It didn't register in my awareness how compromised I am from this transit, but that 23 does give me the whole channel does make me feel like very individual this week. I want a space for myself. Well, I'm designed to be individual through my channel of struggle, but yeah, I kind of like love this transformation through this 43. Transform through individual insight that we have. Potential.
Yeah, really good note there. Actually, that's good advice. Anything individual. Yeah, we don't always have to be talking, whether the throat is defined or undefined. It's not everything that comes through you do we need to express. And it is really who we're expressing it to. So it comes down to the interaction and who recognizes these insights really, or are you just wanting to get it out, blurt it out. So.
And another thing that I want to point out, that because it's individual, these channels also carry this melancholy.
Yeah.
Melancholy over inefficiency in the gate 43. And in the gate 23, this is a melancholy when you feel frustrated over not be able to explain yourself. Like imagine you have a good insight and you can't explain yourself. Like you want to explain your knowing, but you can't.
Yeah, not around the right people, or it's just not time to
not the timing,
formalize it. Yeah.
Yes. And and also in the ajna, because ajna is a awareness center, so it has fear in it. And in the 43, we have fear of rejections. You
Yeah.
fear that your insight might be rejected by people. Imagine if you say something like, I always like to use this example. Imagine in the 60s, 1960s, someone came up with an idea, we should go to Mars. That insight breakthrough is probably will be laughable at that time. Even when talking about going to the moon, it's laughable. But in the end, that breakthrough bring that structuring to be manifested. And then when humanity have the energy to manifest into a form, then yes, it's achievable. But of all of this need to go through some breakthrough, individual breakthrough. So anything that, anything
You.
anything new is always coming from individual.
Yeah.
Anything you can find a collective is no longer new.
Yeah.
I mean, raw human desire, when it comes from his individuality, his individual channels.
Yeah.
But now,
Completely new.
but now it's in the collective, so it's
Yep.
not really a new thing.
Is to benefit the collective. If it can be told, if it can be, if the words can be spoken and it comes out clean, you are a genius. And then that's when it can transmit, mutate, and be put out and utilized within the collective.
Yeah. We can see how he mutate the collective in terms of, understanding the mechanic of the Maya, understanding individual mechanic and all that. And
Thank you, Ra. Thank you.
So that's mutations, the individual mutations. And of course with the ajna, it also has the anxiety of if you like, for example, I have defined ajna, we only get 43 without the 23 undefined throat. So sometimes there is an anxiety over assimilations, anxiety over, I need to talk about my knowing, but it's just couldn't go through that breakthrough yet. So yes, it does give a mental anxiety if I keep on thinking about it.
Yeah, and I imagine people that have this as a life force, one of my students did, and there's just always so much. It's when you talk about the melancholy there, the sort of this mental depression, it was a thing for her. She's like, so many things just pour in, but it's not always there. But not knowing how to get it out and to talk about it, it's like, it's there when it's there, and it's not, just be in it, like let that creative pulse work through you. Don't be too stuck in your head, because otherwise you will have this mental anxiety. Let it go, let it flow, let it come in, because if we're always full, nothing is able to drop in. You'll miss it, like, and just creates more anxiety. So just being fluid and open to what may or may not drop in.
That's correct.
So that's.
And other than that, I just like to add a little bit more. We also have the channel of sensitivity in the air, and here is where we see the revolutions as well.
So give your dog a cuddle. Sorry.
Cuddles. Well, you have the cuddles. This is someone just probably providing that needs. This is the sensitivity, driven to be sensitive about what we
the
need,
needs of others,
or not tribes. Or not. Yes.
There's a lot of not going on.
And also revolutions. We can see revolutions a lot. I saw a video of people marching on the street, bring
Melbourne.
out that revolutions. Melbourne, somewhere in Europe as well.
The whole
And,
world. Yeah.
and then we have this individual, weight powered individuality actions in the now. And then the breakthrough. I mean, just watching what happens in the global influenced by the transits, just so accurate how it goes.
I just love this quarter, like just reflecting on how it worked for me last year and just what it brings for me personally and how I interface with the program. It's quite delicious, and I just love as we near 2027, the era of individuality. There is so much of this really mutating us at the moment and making us go inside and really trust in what we speak, coming from a place that is super unique and from our own knowing. We really, whether you're involved in human design or not, I think, you can see it, out there in the collective. So many new businesses, small business people starting to really bind together again and move away from the big structures and corporations that they don't trust. They clearly see that they don't care. So people binding together through their individuality, coming together, looking at each other, going, wow, really love how you say that, or really admire you in your strength of standing as a unique individual. So you can see how this is beautifully going to progress as we near 2027. I kind of, as a sixth line being, in my innocence as well, I see it as a really nice transition, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yes, it's messy, the destruction, the path that we're on to get there and moving away. We're still under this first line frequency of fear. All right, there's a bit of that, we can't escape that, but I truly am optimistic for where this is all shifting and moving. There will be carnage, no doubt. There is carnage already unfolding, but it's the more that we can center into ourselves and come from a place of authenticity and uniqueness and speak from ourselves, not repeating like parrots other people's, everything that we've been homogenized with and taught, and wherever we went to school or whoever coming back to who and what we are as a child. Like, who are you? Who are you constantly moving and evolving as a child into this flowering? Yesterday I gave an example to my students, like, if you think of like a little seedling, underneath the dirt, and like, this is how individuality feels for me, it's, and our life cycles in its totality. It's like this, flower that's just trying to find the light, and it comes up, like it finally pokes its head through, and then it just goes through this beautiful constant transformation of, evolving and, flowering in the end. And as a nine-centered being, we know that really doesn't occur till we're 50. So enjoying this whole movement of growth. We don't come wrapped up, packed up. So we're just enjoying, we're at the perfect time, no matter what age you're at. Now, be in the now, enjoy what you're discovering in the now. Be with the movement. Don't be in the past, and don't try and be too in the future, and just start to really bring in the awareness of what this life, what you are. You are part of the life. Dance with the life. We don't get knocked around by these transits. We move with them, So it's lovely to see how they influence us, and knowing that it's here for a week and it's going to go. So if you're enjoying this juiciness of these insights that are just dropping through you, utilize them, but don't be so disappointed when it moves out. Sorry, that was a very long, elaborate storyteller telling there.
Well, you share your perspective. That's what it's like for you. And so I guess that's it. And we are here to remind you.
Go.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first. Your O is more.
Oh, yeah, it's just so much deliciousness. I just love this whole quarter transformation. Next week, we're going into the 14, another individual activation. Is it 43 to the 14?
Yes,
Can you bring
right.
up the wheel? Yeah, cool. So, you know, that's both, we both have that activation there. And yeah, you know, this empowering, direction. See, it's just, it's such a juicy quarter. I love it. And it's your birthday coming up too, isn't it? So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
really cool
Yeah.
quarter. So yeah, I look forward to traveling through this and experiencing what we're transforming individually and together. And yeah, and
Looking forward.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
looking forward to the now. So let's get off and get back into what we were doing.
Yeah. So from us, follow your strategy and authority and be okay with your individuality.
Yes.
Start from there.
Yes. Can you do that hand movement? Actually, that's super. I don't know if
Like
you
this.
want to.
Like this.
Yeah.
That
That is cool. I can't do it like that. No. See, that's unique.
Yeah, that's it. That's 4323 love dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Freaky.
my
I
body's
like
a
it.
little bit stoned. All right, everyone. See you again next week.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Bye for now.
Bye. Enjoy your day.